Hi, I'm Steve. I'm 39 years old, I have 3 children, and I'm a lazy fat slob. I had to deny it really. It's right there. I want to give a little background on myself. When I was a teenager I was skinny as a rake, but for some reason in my head I always felt fat. I was convinced I was a fatty even then. And looking back now, I wish I was that skinny, because now I really am fat. There's no getting away from it, but this is why I'm doing this video, to help me do something about that. There are a number of reasons why I want to lose weight. The first and the obvious one is my health. I'm actually quite lucky in a way, because I don't suffer from cholesterol or heart issues or blood pressure or anything like that. None of the things that are usually typically associated with obesity. But I'm far from in pristine condition. I have issues with my back, I have sciatica, I also have issues with my knee and my hip, but that's unrelated. The second reason is so I can set a better example for my children. They're still young, so I want them to grow up realising that you need to take care of yourself, because you only get one life after all, don't you? The third reason is just for self-esteem. You can probably work out from my teenager comments that mine has never been tip-top, but I'd like to feel a bit better about myself and feel a little bit less conscious when I'm walking out in public without my overhanging belly. I've been dieting on and off for about 5 years, maybe more. I'm losing count, to be honest. And I've never been very good in terms of self-restraint, especially when it comes to junk food. I also don't get anywhere near as much exercise or keep as active as I should do. And that's due in part because I do a desk job, which does mean I'm stuck in one place for most of the day. But also because I don't really find exercise that much fun. I think it's important for an exercise plan to actually find something you enjoy doing, because it just makes it easier to stick by it. If you're having to force yourself into it, then it always makes it that much harder to stick with it. As it happens, I actually felt like I was making good progress in 2020, to begin with at least. I started playing five-a-side football once a week with a few fellow dads from my daughter's school. And I'm not the best footballer in the world, but I enjoy it. I was making progress, I was going every week. I started going to the gym as well, to just improve my stamina really. But I was sticking by it, even when I felt like I couldn't be bothered. And I wasn't losing weight as much as quickly as I would have hoped, but at least I was making progress. Unfortunately then coronavirus happened. You may have heard a thing or two about that. Unfortunately the lockdown meant that I couldn't go to the gym anymore, for obvious reasons, and I couldn't play football. We used to go as a family every day on our daily walk for what we were allowed to do for exercise, but unfortunately after a little while the novelty wore off on the daily walks. So we started doing them less and less, and then we started getting more and more takeouts. Partly because we couldn't bother to cook, and partly we kidding ourselves telling we need it for a morale boost, especially when it seemed, once we realised that the pandemic wasn't going to be over as quickly as we'd hoped. After lockdown was lifted, I started going back to the gym as often as I could, and started playing five-a-side football as well as the occasional 11-a-side game. Unfortunately, in our second 11-a-side game, I managed to twist my knee in the first minute of a game, which put me out, and it's never been quite right since, so I still can't really put much weight on it. I haven't actually weighed myself recently, probably because I don't really want to know just how bad I've got. But obviously I'm going to have to face that sooner or later. And I've been meaning to get back into the diet, but with Christmas on the horizon, who wants to start dieting then? It's too much junk food, too much temptation. So I kind of figured December's a bit of a write-off. But I want to start again in the new year. Seems like a good time to do it. Now I'm not going to go for the fad diets or any of the silly stuff like that. All I want to do is just eat better food, less takeouts, less chocolate, less sweets, less fizzy drinks. I need to get myself more active as well, but I haven't worked out an exercise plan just yet, but that's still on my to-do list. And generally just eat smaller portions of the stuff I enjoy. I mean, to be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong with actually enjoying the food you love. Just need to keep it all in moderation, that's all. It's not something I've really ever found that easy. So this is the plan. I want to weigh myself on the 1st of January, so I know where I'm starting off. And I want to try and do a video once a week, just to let you know how I'm getting on. Now I've generally been very guarded about my weight because honestly I'm kind of ashamed of it. But if you're watching this and you're following, then you deserve to know, so I'm just going to have to get over it, aren't I? Now if you want to subscribe and follow my progress, you can feel free, but I'm not going to pressure you into it. And apart from that, nothing much to say really, apart from see you 1st of January. Hopefully. Bye.